We are almost a month away from the time skip and the hype of Boruto is rising day by day. There are many major events that have kept a majority of fans excited for the series. From the return of Shibai or Suzuki to the revenge of a character you have no idea about. So let's take a look at some of the most hyped events of Boruto's teen life. The very first element that has fueled the excitement of the whole fandom is Boruto's training arc with Sasuke. The event that's being foreshadowed from the prologue scene of the show is finally making its way to the manga. Sasuke mentoring Boruto during the rogue period of his life will be really interesting to watch. He could teach him everything that he learned during his own rogue adventures. And there's even a possibility of Boruto getting a new team in the time skip. As for the role of Sasuke, he's going to teach Boruto the Kenjutsu alongside dressing him up in a similar outfit. Boruto would also learn a lot of combat techniques from him, along with the proper usage of his chakra. As for the Otsutsuki powers, there is nothing much that Sasuke can help Boruto with in that field, so maybe he will figure them out himself. Following the training arc of Sasuke, the second major event that's really worth waiting is Boruto versus the whole world. While it has been said numerous times that Naruto and Sasuke combined can blow up a continent, the same thing must be the case for the student-teacher duo. However, the problem is not the power difference, but the viewpoint of the shinobi world towards Boruto. They won't spare him at any cost, cause he has been accused of a way too serious crime. The unfortunate incidents that Boruto will face due to these accusations will end up in him losing the cheerful charisma. If Sasuke would end up dying while saving Boruto, then it's very likely that some new characters will be introduced as his team members. They could be led by Kashin Koji, who also seems to have a vital time skip role. The thing that would make the series even more darker is the Great Nations deciding to kill everyone who sides with Boruto. This means his teammates from the underworld would need to die without choice. The third major event of the time skip deals with the 7-year-long mystery of Kawaki's hatred for the shinobis. As of chapter 80, the goals of Kawaki were to kill the Otsutsuki clan as well as Momoshiki, but the shift in his mindset that made him target shinobis instead is way too mysterious. Not only that, he even changed his mind on killing Boruto. So what possibly could have led to this shift in his mindset and goals? Did the possession of Otsutsuki power made him go psycho and form his own system? It shall also be revealed to us later in the time skip. Another thing that's really interesting is the curse of the double-digit numbers. Ever since chapter 22, a character has been dying or vanishing in the Boruto manga on every twin-digit chapter. This means chapter 88 has a really high chance of a major death or someone getting removed from the plot. The chapter will hopefully release in March of 2024. So could it be that after 8 months of time skip, Naruto's lifelong best friend shall be dead? If it's actually Sasuke who's destined to die in chapter 88, then we can conclude that the first 7 chapters will explore the adventures of the duo, and it won't be until March when they will face an enemy who has murder on their mind. This theory also increased the chances of a mini time skip. The panel of Kawaki from chapter 75 hints at him killing someone before the story goes into the second phase. But what if there is a mini time skip that will exactly last 8 chapters and will conclude with the death of Sasuke? It could take place almost a year from where the manga left off and could contribute a lot to the character development of Boruto. Coming on to number 5, we have the prophecy of Toneri and the untold tale of the Jougan. As we know from the flash forward scene, Boruto will learn to use the Jougan before his final fight with Kawaki. This means the Pyara is destined to awaken during the second phase of the story. Not only that, Boruto learning to use it at will, and the prophecy of Toneri shall also be realized during this time. The darkness that was predicted by Toneri is apparently the wrath of Kawaki on the shinobi world. So whether there is some emotional trigger behind the Jougan's awakening, or it was bestowed on Boruto by some Otsutsuki, will remain a mystery for some time. There is even a prophecy which says the person who subscribes to this channel will get amazing Boruto content forever. So make sure you are subscribed for endless fantastic Boruto content. At number 6, we have the unexpected return of Shibai Otsutsuki, who had been breaking the internet ever since his debut. There have been a lot of theories of him having connections to Boruto. Some say he is the one behind the Jougan, while some assume him as the final villain of the show. The last antagonist theory seems a bit flawed, cause there are actually more beings like him in the Narutoverse. However, it's safe to say that he will make his return sometime later in the series for some mysterious reason. He could come back to punish Amado for misusing his powers, or maybe he will guide Boruto into the Otsutsuki world to fix the alien race. There are even theories of Momoshiki being Shibai, which also make a lot of sense. Nevertheless, the return of Shibai will continue to remain one of the most hyped events of the time skip. At number 7, we have the role of Sarada in the time skip. The way Kishimoto enhanced the importance of Sarada in the story was really impressive. The perfect timing of her Mangekyou Sharingan convinced Sasuke that Boruto might actually be innocent. Now that they both are on their rogue adventures, Sarada will be facing a huge challenge in Konoha. Aside from Sumire, Aida and Daemon, everyone in the village is living in a false reality where they see Kawaki as the son of the late Hokage Naruto. Sarada will certainly be pissed with Kawaki, considering the fact that he also tried to kill her before. It will be interesting to see how she deals with all the nuisance with her one and only comrade Sumire. The role of the immune duo is also worth waiting, since they both will most likely oppose the decisions of Kawaki, which leads to him becoming a revolutionary. Coming on to number 8, we have the most awaited wrath of Code that could destroy the shinobi world in the coming times. We all know how miserable the legacy of Code has been so far, but with the rise of his Ten Tails minions, he could actually steal the spotlight of the show. His red eyes are symbolic to the blood moon, which means he could be the one who will bring an apocalypse to Konoha. Another major reason which hints at him having a huge role in the time skip is the white karma. There once was a theory which says the Jougan could be a fusion of all the dojutsus due to its white color. The main argument stated that when light enters the prism, it gets divided into 7 colors, so implying this into the Jougan's case, the possibility of such happening was really high. Now that we know Shibai the Otsutsuki god could have some connection to this power, what if Amado has modified Code with the pure DNA of Shibai, which ended up in him getting the white karma? If you take a look at his head, you will notice the middle of his forehead has been hidden with the claws. This could even mean that he has awakened the third eye dojutsu of Shibai Otsutsuki. I will briefly discuss this theory in a future video. We have got Himawari and her heart-wrenching involvement in the time skip. With just a single statement in chapter 77, Kishimoto took the importance of Himawari to a whole new level. She seems to possess a power which even frightened the literal vessel of an Otsutsuki god. So does this mean she was born with some divine power similar to Boruto's Jougan? If you look at the anime, whenever Himawari activates her Byakugan, it feels like she has been possessed. Not only that, her super strength even knocked out Kurama, which means there is actually something going on with her. So what if one of the major revelations of the time skip is the secret of Himawari being the reincarnation of Kaguya? The reason which makes me believe this theory is the lore of Ishiki and Kaguya, which ended up in betrayal. Kawaki having the powers of Ishiki and Himawari being Kaguya's reincarnation could take their story to a similar path. What if Himawari is against Boruto for most part of the time skip, and then somehow she regains her memories later in the story? She will pretend to be an ally of Kawaki, and when the right time comes, she will stab him in the back, recalling the original tale of the Otsutsukis. Talking about Kaguya, what if there is a character like Zetsu who has been playing a bigger game from behind the scenes of the show? At first it felt like Amado could be Zetsu 2.0, but with the reveal of his backstory, it seems like somebody else is pulling the strings from behind. This brings us to number 10, the return of the second missing Otsutsuki, the partner of Shibai who had also reached godhood. However, unlike Shibai, this deity decides to stay on Earth and manipulate the memories of mankind for some secret purpose. He could be the one who has successfully made Amado a pawn in his game, but the question remains, why did he do so? Find out the answer to this question in this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stuff. I will see you next time.